What if rejection wasn't the end, but the beginning? Picture this. You muster up the courage to ask for something, a relationship, a job, a chance, and the answer is no. Most people see that as failure, a door slammed shut. But what if I told you that rejection is the Stoics' greatest teacher? That every no isn't just a dead end, but a compass pointing you towards something far greater. Today we're exploring 13 life-changing lessons on how to turn rejection into your most powerful tool. This isn't about avoiding rejection or sugarcoating its sting. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to shape yourself into someone unstoppable. Whether it's the pain of being ghosted, overlooked, or flat-out denied, each moment of rejection is a chance to build resilience, clarity, and strength. Here's a truth that ancient Stoics knew well. The obstacle is the way. Rejection doesn't block your path. It is the path, and it's leading you to something better. By the end of this video, you won't just handle rejection, you'll welcome it. And here's the kicker. The most powerful lesson, the one that could truly change your perspective on rejection, is waiting for you at the end. Miss it, and you'll miss out on something transformative. So stay with me. Let's uncover how to take rejection and use it as fuel for success, confidence, and mastery over your own life. If you're ready to see rejection not as a weakness, but as your greatest strength, let me know by commenting below. Rejection is my weapon. Now, let's dive into these 13 lessons that will forever change how you face rejection. Lesson 1. Ignore them. 2. When someone rejects you, the instinct to chase kicks in. You want to prove your worth, show them they've made a mistake. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The more you chase someone who rejects you, the further you drift from your own self-respect. Whether it's a partner, a boss, or even a friend, rejection should never be an invitation to beg for approval. Instead, do the unexpected. Ignore them too. At first it might sound cold, even harsh. But it's not. It's a statement of value, a reminder that your worth isn't determined by someone else's recognition. In today's world, attention is currency. And when you keep giving it to someone who has already dismissed you, you're spending it on something that yields no return. Instead, withdraw your attention. This subtle but powerful move flips the entire dynamic. Why does this work? Because rejection comes with an unspoken expectation. They anticipate your reaction. They expect hurt, anger, or desperation. But when you refuse to play their game, when you act as if their rejection doesn't define you, it forces them to rethink their decision. Suddenly, you're the mystery, and mystery is magnetic. Let's put it in perspective. In the age of social media, attention is everywhere. Apps like Tinder and Instagram flood people's lives with validation. For many, your attention becomes just another drop in the ocean. But when you withdraw it, when you choose silence over pursuit, you become a rare force in a world saturated with noise. And rarity commands respect. So, the next time someone ghosts you, ignores you, or flat out rejects you, don't chase them. Don't send that follow-up text. Don't scroll through their Instagram. Instead, redirect that energy toward your goals, your growth, and your peace. By ignoring them, you're not being cruel. You're reclaiming your power. And often when you least expect it, they'll come back. But by then, you'll have evolved so much, you won't even care. Lesson 2. Don't react emotionally. Rejection stings. It awakens that deep, primal voice whispering, "You're not enough." It's natural to feel hurt, angry, or frustrated. The urge to lash out, defend yourself, or demand validation can feel overwhelming. But here's a Stoic truth. The moment you let your emotions take over, you hand over your power. That angry text, defensive rant, or desperate plea. It's not just a reaction. It's a signal to the other person that their rejection controls you. And the harsh reality is this: the more emotionally you react, the weaker you appear. True strength lies in emotional discipline. Women, bosses, friends, everyone, consciously or not, observes how you respond to rejection. When you crumble or lash out, you're showing them that you're easily shaken. But when you stay calm and composed, you communicate something much more powerful. You're unshakable. Rejection is a test, not a verdict. Women especially instinctively test a man's emotional resilience. They want to see if you'll beg for their attention or if you'll remain centered. The men who master their emotions, who refuse to react impulsively, stand out. These are the men others respect, admire, and gravitate toward. Now consider this. When you react emotionally, what are you truly doing? You're feeding their ego, showing them they hold power over your mind. But when you take a step back, breathe, and let the storm within settle, you regain control. The person who rejected you no longer has a hold over your peace. Here's a practice. The next time rejection tempts you to lash out, pause, count to 10. Then count again if you must. Let the emotions wash over you, but don't act on them. Once the storm has passed, act not from desperation, but from clarity and strength. Because in the end, the one who controls their emotions controls the game. Will you hand over that power, or will you rise above it? The choice is yours. Lesson 3. Remove them from your mind. Rejection has a way of anchoring itself in your thoughts. You replay the moment endlessly. What you said, how you looked, what you could have done differently. Stop. This mental loop is a trap, and it only serves to drain your energy and erode your confidence. The first principle of a high-value man is this: your thoughts are your kingdom, and no one has the right to rule them but you. Allowing someone who rejected you to occupy your mind is like giving away the most valuable real estate you own, your focus. Overthinking doesn't change the past. It only keeps you stuck there. Let's be clear. You didn't fail because you were rejected. They simply weren't the right match for your path. Perhaps the timing was off, or they couldn't recognize your worth. Either way, dwelling on their rejection doesn't serve you. It enslaves you. Stoic wisdom teaches us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our growth, and our perspective. You can't control someone else's opinion or decision, but you can control how much mental energy you give them. High-value men know this and refuse to waste their power on people who don't see their value. So, how do you let go? Redirect your focus. Each time they creep into your thoughts, shift your attention to something that builds you, a goal, a project, or even a physical challenge. Instead of letting rejection drag you down, use it as fuel to push yourself forward. Next time you catch yourself ruminating over someone who rejected you, ask yourself, why should they get my energy when I can spend it on becoming better? Go for a run, start a new book, or immerse yourself in your craft. By reclaiming your focus, you're not just removing them from your mind, you're taking back your power. Lesson 4. Demonstrate your value. Here's a truth that may sting. People value what they can't easily have. When someone rejects you, they're saying, whether consciously or not, that they don't see your value. Harsh, right? But here's where many falter. They take that rejection as a permanent verdict on their worth. They let one person's opinion define them. Don't make that mistake. Your worth isn't tied to someone else's perception. One person's inability to see your value doesn't diminish it. In fact, rejection is the perfect opportunity to do what truly matters. Show the world and yourself your value. Here's the thing. Nothing unsettles someone who rejected you more than seeing you thrive. When they watch you crush your goals, transform yourself, and live with purpose, it forces them to confront the reality of what they've lost. They'll wonder, did I make a mistake? But here's the beauty. Their opinion doesn't matter anymore, because you've already proven to yourself that you're more than they imagined. As Stoics teach, the best revenge is not vengeance, it's self-mastery. Thriving in the face of rejection isn't about showing off or seeking validation. It's about channeling that energy into something greater, your growth, your ambition, and your life. Focus on becoming so capable, so self-assured, that their rejection feels irrelevant. Success isn't just the best revenge, it's your path to inner peace. The next time someone rejects you, resist the urge to win them over. Instead, turn inward. Start that fitness journey you've been postponing. Invest in a skill that aligns with your purpose. Build something meaningful. When you see yourself leveling up, you'll realize their rejection was a blessing in disguise. It wasn't an end. It was the spark that ignited your transformation. Remember, rejection doesn't define your value. Your response to it does. Lesson 5. Cut off contact. Let's make one thing clear. Cutting off contact is an act of self-respect. When someone rejects you, the temptation to stay connected can be strong. You might think, if I keep in touch, they'll change their mind. But here's the reality. Keeping the door open only diminishes your value. It gives them the power to keep you as a backup option, and you deserve far better than that. The moment rejection happens, your next move is simple. Cut them off completely. This isn't about being petty or playing games. It's about reclaiming control over your life. By maintaining distance, you protect your emotional energy and send a clear message. You value yourself too much to stick around where you're not appreciated. Here's why it works. Cutting off contact creates mystery, and mystery is power. When they no longer have access to you, your thoughts, your progress, your life, it forces them to question their decision. They'll wonder, what are they up to? Did I make a mistake? And that shift in dynamic gives you the upper hand. Most men think staying in touch will keep the door open for another chance, but in reality, it only weakens your position. It tells them their rejection didn't matter and that you're still available at their convenience. Nothing kills self-worth faster than that. So the next time someone rejects you, don't call, text, or check their social media. Block them if needed. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about protecting your peace and focusing on your growth. By cutting them off, you're showing them and yourself that your value isn't negotiable. And trust me, moving on will always make a louder statement than any words ever could. Lesson 6. Prove them wrong. Rejection, though painful, is one of life's greatest motivators. When someone dismisses you, doubts you, or walks away, they're not just rejecting who you are, they're rejecting who you could become. And that's where your power lies. Their rejection isn't an end, it's the beginning of your transformation. Here's a Stoic truth. Adversity sharpens us. When someone underestimates you, they unintentionally hand you the fuel to rise above their expectations. This isn't about seeking revenge or winning them back. It's about proving to yourself just how much you're capable of. The limitations they saw in you, they were never real, But now you have the chance to break through them and emerge stronger than ever. Use rejection as a fire to fuel your growth. Maybe it's in your fitness journey, your career, or your relationships. Whatever area they doubted, focus your energy there. Set a bold, ambitious goal and work tirelessly to achieve it. Push beyond your comfort zone. When you do, you won't just meet their expectations, you'll exceed them so profoundly that their doubts will seem laughable. And here's the twist: don't do it for them. The moment you start thriving, their opinion will become irrelevant. You'll realize their rejection was a gift, a catalyst for your growth. By the time they notice your success, you'll be too busy living your best life to even care. So, the next time someone doubts you, thank them silently. Then turn inward, focus on your growth, and let your actions speak louder than their rejection ever could. Because success isn't just the best response, it's the ultimate proof of your resilience. Lesson 7. Go out and have fun. Rejection stings, no one's denying that. But what matters isn't the rejection itself, it's how you respond. So here's what you won't do. You won't sit at home replaying the past or stalking their social media, wondering if they're happier without you. That path only leads to more pain. Instead, you're going to do something radically different. You're going to go out and enjoy your life. Why? Because living well is the ultimate display of resilience. When you choose joy, adventure, and self-discovery, you send a powerful message, not to them, but to yourself. I'm unbreakable. Here's the magic in this approach. When you genuinely have fun and embrace life with passion, you start to glow. People notice. Suddenly, the person who rejected you might begin to wonder, did I make a mistake? That's the power of living in the moment. It creates an energy that draws others in, not because you're trying to prove something, but because you've decided to put yourself first. So, this weekend, make plans. Try something new, a hobby, a restaurant, or even a solo adventure. Call your friends, laugh until it hurts, and soak in the moment. Capture those memories, not to flaunt them, but to remind yourself of your own capacity for joy. Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, and your happiness is entirely within your control. Don't let rejection dim your light. Instead, let it fuel your determination to live a fuller, richer life. When you make happiness your priority, the opinions of others become irrelevant, and your confidence becomes unshakable. Lesson 8. Build your social status. Here's an undeniable truth. Your social status plays a significant role in how others perceive your value. In relationships, career, and life, people are drawn to those who stand out, not because they're flashy, but because they exude influence and purpose. High-value men don't chase approval. They don't need to. Their presence commands respect because of the lives they lead and the value they bring to others. If you want to rise above rejection, start building your social status. This isn't about being superficial. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Elevate every part of your life, your career, your network, your skills, and your lifestyle. When you build a life of purpose and success, you naturally attract people who want to be part of your orbit. Let's be clear, women are naturally drawn to leaders, not the loudest guy in the room, but the one who radiates confidence, wisdom, and ambition. A man who commands attention simply by the way he carries himself. To become that man, you need to invest in your growth and your connections. Start by expanding your network. Join organizations, clubs, or communities where driven, successful individuals gather. Whether it's a professional association, a fitness group, or a creative hobby, surround yourself with people who inspire you and push you to level up. Build meaningful relationships with those who can challenge and spot you. Your social status isn't about showing off. It's about reflecting the man you're becoming. When you build a reputation of excellence, you'll no longer need to chase opportunities. They'll come to you. Let rejection remind you to focus inward, to grow, and to become someone so valuable that others are naturally drawn to your energy and purpose. Lesson 9. Act like they don't exist. One of the most powerful responses to rejection isn't anger, sadness, or even indifference. It's to act as if the person who rejected you doesn't exist. Erase them from your mind, your thoughts, and your energy. Why? Because the moment you stop acknowledging them, you reclaim your power. Here's the truth. People are naturally drawn to what they can't have. When you live your life unaffected by their absence, you become a mystery. And nothing is more intriguing than someone who refuses to let rejection define them. Your lack of reaction speaks volumes. It says, "I don't need your approval to live fully and confidently." Picture this. You run into someone who once rejected you. Instead of seeking their attention or trying to prove anything, you carry on as though they're invisible. No awkward conversations, no forced interactions, just you, thriving in your own world. This isn't about being petty or playing mind games. It's about showing yourself and the world that your value isn't tied to anyone else's opinion. When you act like they don't exist, you're not ignoring them out of spite. You're protecting your peace and redirecting your focus to what truly matters: your growth, your goals, your life. The next time you cross paths with someone who rejected you, keep your energy centered. Walk past them with confidence, not out of arrogance, but out of self-assurance. You'll feel the shift instantly, the freedom of knowing that their presence holds no weight in your journey. Rejection doesn't define you, and neither do they. Your life is yours to command. Lesson 10. Give them the silent treatment. Here's a hard-hitting truth. Silence is your strongest ally. When someone rejects you, your instinct might be to seek closure. Ask why, explain yourself, or try to fix things. But let me stop you right there. The most powerful response to rejection isn't a word. It's silence. Silence isn't about playing games or being petty. It's about protecting your peace and reclaiming your energy. When you choose not to engage, not to respond, and not to seek validation from someone who rejected you, you're sending a powerful message. I don't need your approval to move forward. Here's the beauty of silence. It forces reflection. When you stop chasing or reacting, they'll start to notice. They'll wonder why you haven't reached out, why you're not seeking their attention. That uncertainty is far more impactful than any explanation you could give. Silence speaks volumes. It shows strength, self-control, and independence. Think about the times when someone's silence left you unsettled. It's human nature to be curious about what's left unsaid. That's exactly what you're doing. Not to manipulate, but to make it clear that their rejection doesn't define you. The next time someone ghosts you, rejects you, or walks away, don't respond. Don't chase. Let your silence do the talking while you redirect your energy toward growth and self-improvement. Because in the space of silence, you'll find your power. And while they're sitting there wondering, you'll be out there thriving, leveling up, and proving to yourself that their rejection was never the end of your story. Lesson 11. Don't beg for attention. Here's a timeless rule. Never beg for attention. In a world where many expect men to chase endlessly, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation. But the moment you start begging for attention, you send a loud message, to others and to yourself, that your worth depends on external approval. That's a dangerous lie. The truth is, begging strips you of power and dignity. It places you in the role of someone desperate and needy, two traits that instantly kill attraction and respect. Women, in particular, can sense desperation from a mile away. But here's the good news. The moment you stop chasing and start valuing yourself, everything changes. Confidence is magnetic. Whenever you feel the urge to chase someone's attention, remind yourself, you are the prize. If someone doesn't see your value, don't waste your time trying to convince them. Instead, turn inward. Focus on your growth, your goals, and the life you're building. When you prioritize yourself, you radiate a confidence that naturally draws others in. If they can't appreciate you, they don't deserve you. It's as simple as that. Let silence speak for you, and let your actions remind the world that you don't chase, you attract. Lesson 12. Be kind, but emotionally distant. When someone rejects you, you don't need to swing between extremes, either trying to win them back with over-the-top kindness or cutting them off entirely. Instead, take the Stoic approach. Be kind, but emotionally distant. This strategy is powerful because it strikes a balance. Kindness shows strength and self-respect, but emotional distance protects your inner peace. Being kind doesn't mean being overly accommodating or vulnerable. It means staying composed, respectful and cordial, while keeping your emotions firmly out of their reach. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. You're polite, but not eager. You're warm, but unavailable. This quiet confidence demonstrates that you've moved on without bitterness or drama. And make no mistake, they'll notice the change. The next time you see someone who rejected you, offer them a polite nod, a friendly smile, or a quick hello, but nothing more. No deep conversations, no lingering glances, and certainly no emotional vulnerability. Keep it light and move forward with grace. This isn't about playing games. It's about showing that your value doesn't hinge on their approval. You're in control now, focused on your growth, and that's the ultimate show of strength. Lesson 13. Never reveal your struggle. Rejection is painful, there's no denying that. But the worst thing you can do is broadcast your struggle. Why? Because the moment you show others your pain, you hand them power over you. You're signaling that their rejection has the ability to shake your emotions and control your mood. And let's face it, not everyone deserves that kind of influence in your life. Here's the reality. When you reveal your struggle, it doesn't inspire sympathy. More often it's perceived as weakness, while vulnerability has its place. In the context of rejection, showing pain rarely garners respect, especially in the dating world. Strength, composure, and resilience speak louder than tears or complaints ever could. Instead, channel your pain into progress. Let it fuel your growth rather than diminish you. Process your emotions privately, journal, meditate, or lean on a trusted confidant. But don't let the world see you crumble. No social media posts about heartbreak. No desperate texts seeking validation. The world respects those who carry their struggles with quiet dignity. When you face rejection with grace, you'll not only regain control, but also leave a lasting impression of strength. And trust me, there's nothing more satisfying than showing the world that you're unshaken, no matter what life throws your way. Remember this, every no you face is simply a step closer to your next breakthrough. Rejection isn't your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. Now that you have the tools, it's time to take action and turn rejection into the fuel that drives your growth. Before you go, I want to hear from you. How are you going to use these lessons to flip the script on rejection in your life? Drop a comment below and share your plan. It could inspire someone else who's watching this right now. Let's create a community of men who rise above challenges and thrive in the face of adversity. If this video gave you value, consider supporting the channel. Hit that subscribe button to stay connected. Give this video a like to let us know you enjoyed it. And, if you're feeling generous, join our memberships to help us keep creating content that empowers you. Your support doesn't just help us. It helps more men discover these life-changing lessons. And here's a promise for you. The journey doesn't end here. In the next video, we're diving even deeper into how you can turn life's obstacles into opportunities for greatness. So stay tuned, because what's coming next might just be the push you need to reach the next level. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're stronger than rejection, and your best days are ahead. Let's make them count.